This is unfortunately a bit that I can't help with because I just don't know enough.
That's all right. I'm just waiting for Charles to tell me something else to look at.
Yeah.
I've done everything else.
That's so weird.
And we're live, apparently. And we're live. Hello, everyone. Handing over.
You're mute, Alison. You're on mute, Alison.
Dear, I'm alive now. I'm off mute. Could I just give a huge Region 31 welcome to a really great friend of Region 31, Anna Rosenberg from Helsingborg in Sweden. Anna has been a trial scorer in our region for several occasions in the past, and it's always been a delight to meet up with her and share a drink with her. So welcome, Anna. It's just great to have you with us this afternoon. Anna's going to explain all about the new visual communication category, which you've all heard about, and hopefully she's going to demystify some of the things that you might have pondered over. So I know that you're going to have a fabulous time with her. She's a wonderful person, great director, pearls of a sound, what a great chorus. So over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Alison. Thank you for that lovely introduction. And hello, Region 31. I love you. And that was the only bad thing, me becoming a certified judge, because I couldn't come trial scoring in your lovely region. I just love that. I did it for years. So hello. Anna Rosenberg. I've been in the international judging program for 10 years, and I just recently became a certified judge when I judged the international competition in New Orleans a couple of years ago. So I'm just going to jump into my presentation right away. We're going to talk about the visual communication and the shift from showmanship to visual communication, what's new and why, and then I'm going to talk about some of the new elements. And hopefully we have some minutes for questions later on, but I'll jump into the presentation right away. And I hope that you are seeing this. I'm just going to, can you give me a thumbs up, Alison, if you see my presentation? Yes, okay, perfect. So this is me. And we just talked about that. So showmanship and visual communication. We're going to talk about the movement from showmanship to visual communication today. And the goal for visual communication is to evaluate a communication established with the audience. So that's the goal with the entire category. So why did we do these changes in this category? Well, the most simple question is evolution. We develop as members, we develop as singers, as chapters, as organization. Everything develops, so it's natural that the category also evolves and changes. And Sweet Adelines do upgrade the categories once in a while. The last one was the expression category, and the categories will be upgraded, but it's not something that you should take lightly, and it's not easy because this is the rule book. And to know the game for us as performers, we need to know the rules. So you can't change the rules each second year. You know, everybody, it takes time to the judging community to know what to judge, and for you as performers to know what's the system all about. And in January 2020, a review task force was set up, and I was in that. And our judge specialist in the showmanship category, Becky Hine, was in it. Approved judge Judy Porskay, and we had a panel chair, and that's the specialist in music, Jenna Gutensen. So the four of us for months talked about everything from what's unity? What kind of misunderstandings do we have in the category? The language in the book, and all of those different topics that we talked about back and forth, and then we made a suggestion for an upgrade. So these are the suggestions that was not clubbed, that was approved. What do you say? So first, we're going to talk about what is new.
Anna, may I just break in a second? On your screen, you've got the Zoom boxes. Can you minimize those so that we see the whole of your, thank you. Perfect so much.
Good. So what's new? Well, first of all, the name. Why did we change it from showmanship to visual communication? Well, the word showmanship wasn't as clear. Maybe to you native English speaking people, but for me, being a Swedish person, the word showmanship, and in the book it says salesmanship, and that for me kind of gives my mind things that's being imposed and forced on, like I'm selling you something on stage, instead of I'm communicating with you as an audience. So when we changed it into visual communication, it was more clear of what the category is really about. And we really wanted to focus on the word communication, okay? Another new thing is the category weights. In showmanship, it was divided into 30% preparation and 70% performance. Now we judge 100% in a holistic way, and taking in the performance just the same way as the audience does. The audience doesn't sit and divide like, I'm going to give them 25 points for the preparation and then 60 points for the performance. No, the audience just takes it in. So it really makes sense that the judges will actually judge in that way also. Another upgrade is the language in the judging description category book. We have done our best to make it gender neutral, culture neutral, more positive language, and more clear. It's everybody should be able to understand every word that's in the book, and then it should not matter where you're from or on what level you're singing at. It should be understandable. And then the last thing that we updated is the judging criteria elements. You know, the things that are on the score sheets on the top on a list, like that's all the elements. And some of them are still there. Some only have a new name and a little bit new meaning. And then we have added some new ones. So we're going to talk about those new ones in a bit. So the other three categories, they address and look at the musical product, okay? The unit sound and the arrangement in 4-part harmony, barbershop style, and the ability to communicate musically and through the lyric. But the visual communication, we take a look at the visual product, and meaning how strong and believable is the visual communication, okay? So what do I see in this picture? What do these performers visually communicate to me? Well, I see some strong power moves. You know, their body alignment it's strong, and they feel very, very comfortable. And they have blue and yellow in their costume, meaning that they really want to strengthen their heritage. This is a Swedish group, and that's the Swedish colors from our flag, but they had turned the yellow into gold. So it feels like this group is really, you know, they're in it to win it. They're not making any excuses. They really want to take the stage and show the audience that they are someone to count on. And I see unity in facial expressions. If you see through the arms, you can see unity in what they're communicating visually in their faces. They are expressing a lot. from everyone. They have a strong presence. You could see it in their eyes that they are focused, and they are in the performance, and they are like enjoying the moment. They are confident in their bodies, and they're confident in the craft, in the music that they are singing. I can see from their body language that this is at a high level. Now, I don't know exactly what they are singing, but seeing the body alignment, I could tell that they have every possibility to perform and sing on a high level. So as a visual product, they are communicating a lot to me. Magic. Okay, so the new judging criteria. On the left side, you see the old showmanship criteria elements. And on the right side, you see the new visual communication elements. So what have we done? Well, we have changed with the first five, the top five, they are exactly the same. The vocal skills, the energy, characterization, physical expression, and unity. They are still there and very important. Then we have some name changes, and Poise and Command, you might say Poise and Command, now has a new name, and it's called Stage Presence. And the reason for that was that the word poise and command felt a bit stiff. There was like almost military, while Stage Presence felt more free and more open into expressing a lot of different things, not just confidence. Okay, and then we have audience rapport, which is now called audience connection, and kind of the same thing there. We changed it because the rapport, the word rapport, felt also very stiff, and connection felt more that is a two-way communication. Same thing with the word posture. It felt more controlled, and body alignment feels more free and more open, that you can use your body to communicate and express more than just having a stiff posture. And then we have taken a lot of elements and kind of squeezed them together under an umbrella that we are calling Stagecraft. And these are the elements that were both on the preparation side, like the costume and the makeup and grooming. And we have entrance that were both on the preparation and on the execution side, and the choreography. So we put them all together under this tool called Stagecraft that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But this is a wonderful umbrella element that shows every choice that you have to make your performance come alive on stage. And then we have added a new element, and that's musicality. Yay! An awesome new element that really makes the visual communication really come alive. We are judging your musicality. And I'm really excited about that element, as you could tell. So now the score sheet looks like this. It's still green. It has all the performance elements on the left side, just like before. They're just some new names. We still have the quartet formation, but we had put it up in the corner. The director part is still there, so we have not taken that away. You directors, you will still get your lovely comment there. And as you can see, it's 100 points holistic. There's no division between the preparation and the performance part. So this is how it looks right now. Okay, to explain the shift from showmanship to visual communication, I am using, so this is my way of explaining it. I'm using a computer. As you know, a computer has some hardware elements, and these are the screen, the keyboard, the mouse, all the cords connecting all the parts in the computer. And then we have the software elements the applications, the program, the data, the graphics, the processor, and the result, the hardware and the software makes a computer. Okay, imagine now that the category is the computer, and that the category has software and hardware. And I would explain it as the hardware are the elements in the category that you could actually touch, see, and hear. It's the vocal skills, you're using your vocal cords, physical expression, you're using your body, the body alignment, stagecraft are all the tools that we talked about. And unity is a bit tricky because you can have both unity in the costume, but you can have unity in energy also. And then we have the software, and these elements are a little bit harder to explain. It's the elements that you feel, okay? The musicality, the energy, characterization, stage presence, creativity, and unity again. So when we came together, the review task force, we talked a lot about how the category was being perceived, and landed in that most of the misunderstanding in the category, in the showmanship category, had to do with almost everyone in the hardware element. There was a lot of talk about the costume and the choreography and the lipstick and what color of the lipstick and all those things, rather than the emotion and the mood on stage and the message of the visual communication. So we wanted to add more focus to the software of the visual communication category. The hardware needs to be there, the vocal skills and the stagecraft and everything, it needs to be there, but we are adding a lot more amazing software. Okay, more focus on these musicality, energy, these elements. So we still have everything combined. We're creating an amazing category, but we have added and upgraded the software in the category. Okay, the results. When we have all the hardware elements, all the software elements, the result is the audience connection, and that's the last element, remember, on the score sheet. That's the communication. So when we're doing everything right, the result will be the communication with the audience. So if we talk about some of the elements, we still have on top of the score sheet vocal skills. Now, why do we have vocal skills on the visual communication, in the visual communication category? Well, this is the most important thing in our category also. It doesn't matter how great visually you are, or how awesome choreography you have, or flashy costumes. If you don't have the vocal skills to deliver it, no visual element in itself can engage an audience. It's the vocal skills that really engage the audience. So a great face can't compensate bad singing. Okay, a fantastic intro, choreography, and costume can compensate bad singing. It's as clear as that. So we will we demand the same attention to the vocal skills, just like the other judges. But we have added a new software element, and that's musicality. This is what makes the performance genuine and believable and authentic. Okay, it's a state of being rather than skill. So if you have musicality, or to create musicality in the visual communication, you need to trust your ability to open up your heart and to play or feel genuine theatrical, to have genuine theatrical abilities to perform. You really need to be honest, and you need to be able to open up your heart and show us in a real way. Musicality is something I don't think you can fake it, because the audience will, you know, understand if you are really feeling it or just putting on an act. Okay, and you need to be musical on the stage at that moment. You can't just put it on, or, you know, like a skill that you just randomly take out. You really need to live the music. Okay, I do believe that you can have a high musicality even if you have bad vocal skills. I just think you should really put the heart into it. And to have musicality, you need to be comfortable in your own skin. You need to, like I said, open up your heart and not holding anything back. And I'm going to show you a little performance here.
Looking back on our lives, I'm sure we can all find that point in time when the opinions of others caused us to doubt our own worth. Speaking from personal experience, I know I have insecurities. I'm sure we all do, no matter how together we may seem. So the Rich Tones invite you, all of you, to cast away your self-doubt and celebrate the greatness that is you. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken hearts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious.
Yay. So, did this artist perform with the best vocal skills there is out there? No, I don't think so. Did this artist perform with her heart? Yes, 100% yes. So this is my way of explaining musicality, the software of vocal skills. Okay, moving on. Unity. Unity, you know, it's a huge thing in barbershop. And just as individual voices come together and create harmony, the visual aspects also need to be presented in a unified fashion in order for communication to be successful. So we could have unity in many stagecraft elements, such as costumes or choreography. But a really important thing is we do not want to have clones on stage. Unity does not mean that we want clones to be exactly the same way. No, we want variety and we want to see unique selves on stage. But audience connection is being established when visual distractions are being eliminated. And the visual distraction could be when you have costumes that are not fitted right, they're poor fitted, so your eyes will constantly look at that costume that doesn't have good fitting. It could be risers positions that you just sit and wonder, like, why is she standing all alone up there? Or, you know, why does it look like this? Or extremely waving arms. Have you seen those people who just, they can never stop, you know, it's living their own life, the arms. That is a distraction that are keeping us as an audience from exploring your entire performance and just be relaxing. What we're doing is we're just focusing on that thing. So that takes away the unity. Okay, so the eye are pleased by balance and symmetry, and when something has been stuck out, it will make us pay attention to that instead of actually focusing on the message that you as a performer or a group, the message you want to say. So let's take a look at some examples here when it comes to unity. This first group, this chorus, they don't have exactly the same. They have different colors. I think they have three different colors, but they harmonize well together. They are unified in their riser's precision, making the eye pleased. The director's not sticking out, just being a part of the picture. And what I can tell, I don't see any distractions in this picture at all. Here's another chorus. They have completely, they have many different outfits, but they unify mostly, I think, in their facial expression. I feel that they are sending out the same things, you know. It makes me happy to see this picture. It's a lot of joy and it's genuine. They have a unified visual energy showing. And also the colors are really nice together. Oh, I love this one. They don't have anything that's the same. They have different colors, they have different styles, but it all makes sense because it feels like they feel so true to themselves on stage, and they feel they have a presence on stage. They look very confident and real. So you see, you don't have to have, these are not clones, these people on stage. And here we have a character-driven costume. We have all sorts of different things, but they have the same style. And it's very unified. And I bet they're singing something from maybe Chicago or something. You could tell because they're very unified in their approach and in the creative choices they have made, the costume and the hair, it really strengthened the character on stage.
Anna, we've got 5 minutes left before we go to the question and answers. So.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know. Well, you can read in the book. No, but this is just physical expression and energy, the same body alignment we talked about. I'm almost finished, Alison, so I'm just joking here. So stagecraft is a big thing. We have put all the tools together here. What I want to say about stagecraft is you have a lot of creative visual choices to make. You don't need to use everything. So if you take a look at this chorus, they have a lot of costume, they have props on stage, they have used the lighting, everything, but you don't, and it's very successful. They used every stagecraft tool in the book compared to this quartet. This quartet made a Barbra Streisand package, and they didn't use signs that said Barbra Streisand or anything like that. They just added a strong character. So what I want to say about stagecraft and characterization, start with the characterization. What is it that you want to say to the audience? What's the message here? And then use stagecraft, all the elements, or some of them, or none of them, to strengthen the message. Okay, don't start with, what am I gonna wear? Start with, what is it that you want to say? And how can I use the stagecraft tools, the costume, the makeup, the decoration, the stage, to enhance that message? Okay, I hope that was clear. Creativity, it's great. Don't do new things just because it's new. It has to make sense. This group, they only used one hat, one prop that told the story and kept it going, and it was amazing, but it was so simple. Audience connection, this is the result when you're using all the elements that comes together, and this is the result you get. Summarize, new name, holistic view of judging, new language, new judging criteria elements, and more focus on the software. Boom. Did I make it?
You did. You were fabulous. Thank you. I think it comes over so clearly that it's all about this connection with the audience, isn't
Yes,
it? Which is and the theatrical nature of the performance as well. I mean, as you said, some of those performances, you know, not everybody was dressed the same, but it was still, the impact of it was huge.
Yeah. And I wanted to show you that because it's so important that we don't need to look the same. It's not important if we have the hand on the same angle. That's
exactly.
You know, nobody. Yeah, I was going to say nobody cares, but it's more important how you do that hand. And what is it that you want to say with that hand? Is it hi or, you know, it's.
Yeah.
So start with the message and then add choreography or costume or all the stagecraft tools that you have.
And I think that's been the problem in the past, that people have sort of got about, they've got the costume first,
or the lipstick,
or the lipstick. Yeah,
it's so important. Yeah.
So
and I understand it. It's easier to focus on the things that you can control, like the color of the lipstick, but it's not what the category is actually about.
I think the message that's come up on the chat is that people have really appreciated the computer analogy.
Okay, good.
A really great analogy. It really sort of breaks it down quite nicely into the It
doesn't say anything about the computer in the book. That's just my way of. I was
but it makes sense, doesn't it? It really does. It really does make sense.
I think that it's really hard to explain musicality and energy. How do you explain stage presence? But if you see it as a software element, I hope that makes more sense to you.
It certainly does. Yes. Well, I've not seen the comments personally, but we've got that's why I keep looking at my phone, because we keep sort of sharing messages, and people have really enjoyed that computer analogy, which is thank you for doing that. That's great. So I think we've got probably 2 minutes left before we can move on to the visual leads. Now, the next session, visual leads, you should have received the new link to the Zoom room that we're going to go to, and I'm sure you'll have loads of things that you would like to ask Anna, because I'm sure next year, 2022, we'll be able to put all this information into good use on stage.
Yeah, and can I just add that, because the next time we all will compete, it will be in the new category.
Of course.
So this will be effective in October this year. So, you know, we won't have any competition and before that. So study the book. So we're going to finish this session and then move straight onto the new Zoom room. So we'll see the visual leads there. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you